Hey guys, what is happening? So today what I want to show you is with the whole world moving to remote and hybrid workflow. So most of your endpoints are like out of office and you have to like expose your heavy folder and your indexer to the cloud, right? So they you can't actually tell if the machines that are sending data to your indexer is actually the ones that are having the right access, right? So unless you actually put heavy firewall rules on place, and then it gets very complicated because you have thousands of employees sending data all the time, right? Or maybe the use case is like you have like data that you want to collect from a secure environment, and you want to make sure that there is no man in the middle attack happening, or there's nothing like that happening with a malicious intent, right? So Splunk does have a mechanism called the control forward access, right? So basically what it does is it creates a token, right? And this token sits on top of your inputs conf, right? So once the token is created and then the token is pushed into the receiver, so the receiver can either be the heavy folder or the indexer, right? The indexer or the heavy folder will only let the universal folders connect if it has the token, right? So the whole documentation is here. It is not a setting that is commonly used, maybe because people doesn't know much about the setting or whatever the case may be. So and the document here, it actually talks about setting it upon a standalone server, right? It doesn't tell you how to do this on an indexer cluster, right? The setting is pretty much the same, but it doesn't really talk about it, right? So what I want to show you is how to do this on a clustered environment, right? Here's the thing. So we start, if you look at the documentation, right, we start with this command, right? So this command can be run on any Splunk server, right? It doesn't have to be the receiving heavy folder or the indexer or the cluster master or wherever, right? This can be run on any Splunk server. So all you are doing is you are creating a token, right? So let's say let's quickly log into a brand new Splunk server that I set up, right? So let me show you what is happening here, right? So this is a test server setup that I spun up using Ansible. All right. So we have a few. We have the cluster master running, right? The indexes are still coming up because it's a fresh environment. So we have the cluster master running here, right? And now we have to so we can log into this box, right? Let's say we log into this box. So we are on the cluster master, right? So now let's go to this command that I'm going to run. So this is the command from here. So this is for creating the token. All right. So all we have to do is paste the command. So you need to have admin privileges on the server that you're running it, right? So this is just a name that we are going to use, right? Access token, right? So once you create it, this is the field that we are interested in, right? So this is your actual token, right? So what we have to do is remember this is a cluster master, right? So let's go back to the status. Okay, so status is all green, so this is our cluster master, right? Okay, so now let's go to etc and then manager apps, right? And then let's say so let me quickly check something. Yeah, so this is already listening, right? So now let's actually just create a new app, right? So token app, local, and then local. Okay, so we need to create this inputs conf file, and then this is the stanza that we have to paste in, right? So the VI inputs, and then the token value is your actual token value. So this is your token value, right? Fine, so that is in. So we are following this documentation, right? So we entered this token value, right? And now what we have to do is we are going to push the cluster bundle, right? Splunk in Splunk, apply cluster bundle. That's it. Hold on. I need to make a small change here. So this token name have to be like this, access token, just for my reference, so we can just create like that. Right, now let's apply cluster bundle, admin. Fine, so the cluster bundle is pushed. Now if everything is okay, these indexes will restart, right? So while this indexes is restarting, let us quickly go to the universal folder, and then so this is just a box with the heavy folder installed, right? So now let's create the outputs conf file, right? cd of Splunk etc system local. So we are going to, so here normally what you do is you just have to paste in like this, right? So once you paste in this is your outputs conf file, right? So all you have to do is you have to add one more line saying token is equal to the token that you received, the token that we used, this token, right? Now we have the token created, right? So now let's quickly jump to the indexer, right? I want to see what happened to the file, right? So cat of Splunk etc prapps, and then token app, and then local inputs. See, so this token got encrypted. So what it means is if you see it as encrypted, you can like take it as a good sign saying that everything worked, right? Now I'm going to restart my universal the heavy folder, right? Opt Splunk win Splunk restart, right? And now let's, if you quickly run a search, right, you can see traffic from all 6 servers, right? So server is restarting, and then once the server restarts, we can actually do a index is equal to underscore internal, and then we can see all the servers. Yeah, so 3 indexes, 1 cluster master, and 1 heavy folder, right? So now just for your understanding, let's actually do like this. I have another universal folder, another heavy folder running, right? So let's actually configure the same setting, but this time without the token, and then I'll show you what happens, right? So the bash va then of Splunk etc system local, So this one doesn't have the token, right? So now let's say, so we are currently receiving from 5, right? Earlier, if we were not using the token system, we are supposed to receive from 6 as well, right? So right now we are receiving from 5, right? Now let's wait for the server to reset, and then I'll show you what error message that we will get, right? So this is basically, let's say you are pushing it to servers without the token, right? So if you do a tail F and then op Splunk etc, I mean op Splunk var log Splunk b, hold on, tail F, yeah. So this server will not connect because it will throw out an error saying that the server is not able to connect to the clusters, right? So we can see now how many servers are sending traffic. Oh, somehow this one also came. Hold on, let me check. Okay, so this one connected to 3110. Hold on, we can quickly check what that is. 3110. Okay, so this is the indexer. Opt Splunk etc, yeah, etc peer apps, and then token apps, local, and inputs. Yeah, this is encrypted. Hold on. Yeah, so it turned out that you do have to do a rolling restart if you are pushing it on your indexer, right? So I had to do a short diagnosis of what actually happened, and then so this is what is happening now, right? So indexer 1, the UF1, it is connecting to the indexer servers, no problem, and the UF2, it is just not able to connect, right? Connection closed by server, right? The same setting, cat Splunk etc system local and outputs, right? The same setting, but then it's not able to connect to the server because the server will not let you, it doesn't have the token, right? So this one is able to connect and this one is gone, right? So just remember, if you're pushing it through the cluster bundle, make sure that you do a rolling restart so that the server have to restart, right? Only then this will take effect, right? So let's quickly search again to make sure that we are not receiving any more traffic, right? Index is equal to underscore internal, the past 1 minute. Right, so we are only receiving from 5 servers, right? So yeah, do check this out. Like I said before, this documentation is a bit ambiguous. It doesn't actually tell you how to do this on a multi-site cluster, or where you have multiple heavy folders or whatever, right? If you read this, you will think that it's only talking about a single instance of Splunk, right? But the same document can be done for multiple servers. All you have to do is just follow my step, whatever I have done, right? So in your case, if you have a deployment server, create the token, push the token through the deployment server. So this setting, right? This setting you have to push through the deployment server. So this token value, add the original token value that you have, that you got from the server that you used to create the token, push it through the deployment server. On the endpoints, it will get encrypted. When it restarts, it will get encrypted. You remember, you have to restart if it is an indexer, you have to restart the services on the indexer or the heavy, right? And once it is restarted, you will no longer be able to send traffic which is not having the token value. I mean, you can't send from endpoints which is not having the token, right? It's always, if you have seriously restricted environment, this is a setting that you can actually look at. All right, I'll leave the link to this document on the description, so you can have a look yourself as well. Yeah, that is all I have for now, and we'll speak again later. Thanks, guys.